So, moving on to the second portion, the portion about eating. Jeremiah finally stopped complaining, and he found God's words. He's allowing it to order his steps. And now, he moves on to the eating. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. So far we've found out that we need to find and we need to trust. Now, I'm going to drop a word of the day on you. Word of the day. I'll be brief with this. But I want to talk a little bit about achieving illumination through rumination. Okay? Now, for those of you that have studied the halakha, which is the Jewish dietary laws, you may remember that there are certain animals that God directed his people that were clean. Now, there's something different. There's something peculiar about ruminants, and these are cattle, sheep, goat. The way that their digestive system works is different than ours.
All right.
Okay? They eat quickly. They find food and they eat. Because you got to understand nature. Those of you that watch National Geographic, it's a rough world out there.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
You know, they don't have time to sit down at Jasper's in the Woodlands or, you know, whatever fine dining establishment you like to visit. You gotta get it and go.
Yeah.
So a ruminant, which is a clean being, a clean animal, eats quickly. They barely even chew their food. And then they bring it down. Okay? Now they're lacking one small bacteria, one small acid that's not there that makes it, that allows them to eat as we eat, where we can just eat, goes in the stomach, digests. For them, they actually have to regurgitate it back up, and another acid is put there. Okay? Now, it's a little longer, but it allows them to digest almost anything. They can digest very coarse foods. Okay? And I think that some of us would agree that when you eat of the word, it is coarse. It is very thick. It is not for nibbling. Okay? I think sometimes we get caught up in the snacking of the word. Now let me pause here for one moment, pump the brakes. I just want to say this because I do talk to a lot of people, churched and unchurched. And it seems to be that some people feel that memorization is tied to their salvation. Let me give that to you one more time. Memorization, knowing how to repeat a verse, is not going to guarantee salvation. So we have to be careful not to snack on the world, on the word, have a happy meal. But we have to be ruminants of the word. And I'll give you a text to ruminate on. Because when I found this text, and you're pretty familiar with it, I'm sure, but this has a lot to chew on. For my flesh is food indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He who eats my flesh and drinks my blood abides in me, and I in him. As the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father, so he who feeds on me will live because of me. This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers ate manna and are dead. He who eats this bread will live forever. So, I can't stay here too long, but bottom line is is that the manna in the Old Testament was just physical food. It was sustenance. But now we have in the New Testament Jesus, the Word. And this is spiritual food. This is everlasting food and drink. This is what you must ruminate on. Now, if you go to Merriam-Webster, rumination will give you the following definitions: to go over in the mind repeatedly and often slowly. Obviously, this is not for snacking. To engage in contemplation, and to go even further, to chew repeatedly for an extended period. This actually goes into the scientific definition of rumination. And then also, to chew again what has been chewed slightly and swallowed. A more common term, if we have any farmers here today, is chewing the cud.